This is HeKnows Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping the foot on the what? On the Necksss. We keeping the foot on the what? On the Necksss. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts pipes. Now let's get on to the video. See, this is the stuff we're talking about. See, you got a bunch of these coon-ass channels that keep raising themselves up. Who's getting ethered and murked today? BDA Boxing. That's right. HeKnows the Sport hasn't ethered and murked the motherfucker in a while. So, you know, we in beanie mode. So it's about time to ether and murk a fucking channel. So hear me and hear me. Well, this is the stuff that I was talking about. Let you keep it boxing. Let you keep it boxing. But motherfuckers ain't even keeping it boxing. Let me say it again. Let you keep it boxing. Let you keep it boxing. But motherfuckers ain't even keeping it boxing. See, it's one thing to create banter, right? And to make the banter sound like you know what you're talking about and put some special effects up in that motherfucker to make it seem like you talking something. But pure betas congregate where fucking pure betas congregate. Let me say it again. Pure betas congregate where fucking pure betas congregate. You can see the distinction from a true alpha extraordinaire a la HeKnows the Sport, bringing you that what? That heat and that fire. And keeping the foot on the what? On the Necksss. And keeping the foot on the what? On the Necksss. And pure beta boy trash. That's pure beta boy trash right there. This is what we're talking about. We took coon out, to Uncle Tom out the situation to say that Tyson Fury, he actually won the fight. Look at the wrist, man. Look at the fists. Look at how the mitts, they turn back and they turn forward. That doesn't prove shit. You classic dote and you troglodyte. It doesn't prove shit. You Rudy Poo and you plum brain. It doesn't prove shit. You ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. Here's the rolled out carpet facts here. Tyson Fury dented Deontay Wilder's skull. There's nobody in boxing, nobody, you brain full of mush and you brainwashed dodo head, that's been able to fracture someone's skull, put a dent in it, let alone. Let me say it again. That's what I said was so deep and profound. See, where do these coons, what hole do these rabbit holes do they ass crawl out of, man? I don't know what rat infested holes they crawl out of though, but they keep crawling out and they keep giving you this reverse bias, aka detractor, aka pandering nonsense. So hear me and hear me. Well, this is what I'm talking about. Name me a fighter in boxing. See, we reside in cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-telling fashion. Name me a fighter in boxing that has fractured another fighter's skull, let alone put a dent in his skull. That has never happened before. You want to know why, you classic dote and troglodyte? You want to know why, you Rudy Poo and plum brain? You want to know why, you ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric? Because no one has that power. You're talking about basically being what we call superhuman. Basically being a meta-human. And we know superhuman and meta-human exist in fucking comics. It's fiction, folks. What are y'all not getting here? Let me say it again. We know superhuman and meta-humans, they are in comic books, folks. That's where they're at. So now Tyson Fury is a comic book character. You tell me which comic book character he is. Because I don't know. What? Gypsy masturbate 20 times a day? Let me say it again. Gypsy King masturbate 20 times a day? I don't know. You tell me. This is what I'm talking about. I say Rudy Poo and plum brains. Classic dotes and troglodytes. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. We got to keep the foot on the what? On the Necksss. We got to keep the foot on the what? On the Necksss. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts his pipes. We gotta burst the fucking pipes on these coon ass Uncle Tom ass channels. This is what I was talking about when I say reverse bias, AK detractors, AK panders. What are they talking about? That has never happened in boxing, where a fighter has been able to dent and fracture another fighter's skull. We're not talking about face. That's happened before. We're not talking about eye, retina. That's happened before. We're not talking about bust a chin up. That's happened before. We're talking about put a dent in a human being's skull. Show me the proof that has happened before. Trust me, I've already done the homework on it. This is why I know I'm speaking on a position of strength. This is the problem with reverse bias, AK detractors, AK panders. They get off of speaking on slick terminology of weakness. Let me say it again. Slick terminology of weakness. This is how they play on your brain. I called it before, neuro-linguistic programming. It is the subconsciousness of deluding yourself so that you could delude the subconsciousness of others. Let me say it again. It's the subconsciousness of deluding oneself so that you can delude the subconsciousness of others. That's what is neuro-linguistic programming. You have to delude yourself. You have to delude your own subconscious with that bullshit, that rubbish called reverse bias, aka detractor, aka panderism, so that once you believe in that bullshit, you can now filter that bullshit out to other people. What I said was so deep and profound. You gotta let this marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. I have to rewind that one, dog, because that one was deep and profound. It needs to stick. Here's the thing. These reverse bias, aka detractors, aka panders, are running off of neuro-linguistic programming. It's basically them deluding their own subconscious mind so that they can thereby delude the subconscious mind of yourself. Because what they do is they have to believe in their own bullshit. It's the only way that they can keep talking about the bullshit. That's just like me. I believe in truth, so I keep talking about truth. You get it now? So they believe in bullshit, so they have to keep talking about the bullshit. Because that's the only way they can justify believing in that bullshit. Because they don't even believe in the bullshit. But if they don't delude their own subconscious mind, dodo heads, brain full of mush and brainwashed followers, how can they delude your subconscious mind? You dodo heads, you brain full of mush and you brainwashed followers. You get it now? So this is what I was talking about when I say they don't know what they're talking about, and it's not even about boxing. What's the hatred for Deontay Wilder? When Marcellus Wiley told you that the doctor came out and rolled out the red carpet and said that this could have not been done by a human fist. It was done by a foreign object. Let me say it again. This could have not been done by a human fist. It had to have been done by a foreign object. What does that mean? Duh, loaded metal gloves. It's the only way to justify that. Because how does a pillow-fisted puncher all of a sudden overnight have the power to fracture a human skull, let alone a fighter skull? Does that make any sense to you guys? Come on, man. Even somebody with the brain of a peon can figure this out. Let me say it again. Even somebody with the brain of a peon can figure this out. But see, this is the thing. We have these new cool-ass Uncle Tom reverse bias, aka detractor, aka pandering channels that are manifesting themselves and telling you that they are real boxing commentary. When really what you find out is they are nothing but Rudy Plum Plum brains, classic Dolce troglodytes, ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. And you have to keep the foot on the what? On their necks. And you have to keep the foot on their what? On their necks. Again, HeKnows the Sport rolled it out. I'm about $1. What the fuck do I need with 50 cents, dog? Let me say it again. I'm about $1. What the fuck do I need with 50 cents? And this is what you're getting. 50 cent trash on YouTube when HeKnows the Sport keeps rolling out that crispy ass dollar. Let me say it again. What you get is 50 cents trash on YouTube when HeKnows the Sport is rolling out that crispy ass dollar. So hear me and hear me. Well, what do you want to listen to? Someone that's deluding you in high special effects and high bullshit terminology of reverse bias, aka detractor, aka panderism, of telling you, oh, look at the Mitch, man. How could he be cheating? You know, ultra fanboys, you got to do your mouth. How could they be cheating? That's how the motherfucker sound like. Some rat-infested whole coon or Uncle Tom that I don't know what rabbit asshole he crawled out of. Or you listen to HeKnows the Sport, bringing you that what? That heat and that fire. And keeping the foot on the what? On the Necksss. And keeping the foot on the what? On the Necksss. And roll out the cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat, true telefashion of the two common sense things here. What human being, let alone a fighter, has ever fractured another fighter's skull? Put a dent in there. If you can name me one, which you won't, I will stand corrected, which I won't. And then, when have you ever seen a pillow-fisted puncher overnight gain the power to create a dent in somebody's head? Things that make you say, Let me say it again. Things that make you say, All I'm left to say is, I keeps the foot on the what? On the Necksss. I keeps the foot on the what? On the Necksss. Listen, BDA boxing, you need to go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. This is HeKnows the Sport. Checking out.